Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. I will sort of be your host and almost DM this day, but not quite, because if I were to actually say that I'm DMing this, multiple people would track me down.
And shit on you.
So I'm using the term 12PS to keep this nice and chill. But joining me are my 4 wonderful and lovely friends and players.
Pause it sound like you're about to call us dipshits or something.
My 3 lovely friends and players and 1 dipshit.
You fucking wish!
Hi, my name is Avi. I'm dipshit number 1. And I'll be playing Shiro and Azumi.
Hello, I am Oatmeal, and as usual, I'll be playing the professor.
Hi, I am Morski, also known as Morski-ish, and I will be playing my lovely lady detective Moria.
Hi, I'm Marzi, the supreme dipshit, and I'll be playing Leonardo, Layton, everyone's favorite normal boy!
Just the most normalest of little guys.
The
Of
normalest
course.
of little guys.
We all
So
love him.
normal. Nothing wrong has ever happened to him ever.
Nothing, definitely not. But yes, I will be playing Camille and also a fun little NPC for everyone to talk to. Because we're taking things back a little bit, and
Back
by
to
a
the
little bit I
past.
mean a few months or so. Because there's a few loose ends from the case of the Pitiful Woman that need to be wrapped up. So,
We are about to, well, hopefully not commit crimes. We literally saved this lady's life, but
Yeah.
asking questions is a good idea.
And now we're gonna gang up on her.
correct. So, as a brief
This is
bit
an
of
interrogation.
yes, as a brief bit of recap, since it has been a while since the case of the Pitiful woman out of character. Though in character, I'd say it's definitely been under a month, probably like a few weeks or so. Just enough time for Mizuki to recover from actually kind of dying for a moment and to make sure that no one is being tracked or in any danger.
Very important.
Yes.
In part to recover from the effects of the potion that saved her, because it is kind of nasty.
It is a little nasty, yeah.
And it was cursed.
Nasty.
Yeah, it was
Yup.
Yeah.
cursed.
So, yes.
What's a little curse?
What's a little
when you're saving a person's life, right?
Yeah. So, as a brief little bit of recap, you all were getting to the bottom of why are there sirens?
They're after me.
I can't believe the comedy police are coming for you, Marzi.
I'm not going back to jail!
Okay. Back on track. It's been a while since I was back in this chair, but you all successfully got to the bottom of both the issue of Mizuki's quote-unquote missing father and then Mizuki's own disappearance, as well as unexpectedly the recent bank robbery case. Because turns out those 2 cases were one and the same.
We're real go-getters. What can I say?
So much done on that day. Oh my god.
I know, right?
But
That's what happens when you have like 3 detectives and 2 detective friends.
Yeah.
They're very nosy.
Uh-huh.
especially with Quinn's help, though he did have a little bit of a spook there.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Azumi was pissed.
Yeah, it's fine.
Uh,
But yeah, so you got to that bottom of the case. However, it does seem like it goes a little bit deeper than just a simple bank robbery, too. Because when you finally caught up to Mizuki, she was just at the tail end of a confrontation with a. Again?
Oof.
man, the community police are really coming for you, Marzi.
Maybe I committed a crime while you were talking. You'll never know.
This intro is a gosh darn mess, but yes. She was in a confrontation with a real kind man by the name of Forte, or at least the code name of Forte.
Rat bastard.
Yes,
Bastard.
the rat bastard, the
The
very
Pecker Unlimited.
the very assassin that a while back was the one responsible for giving Camille the poison. So,
And also the death of Tana Layton.
as well as the death of Tana Layton. So, while
Someday we'll beat
you
him up.
weren't able to confront Forte head on, you did end up witnessing Mizuki take a blow from a necromancy spell, which was more than enough to kill her. You managed to pull out a fun little Deus Ex Machina to save her life. In the form
Yippee!
of that fun little cursed potion.
Which I'm so relieved got used in this video instead of anything
Yeah,
else.
yeah. Shout out to that, by the by.
Yep. And
I can always rely on Fletch to get rid of cursed.
perhaps. Yeah, so you managed to save her life despite all the odds and prevent her from turning undead and kind of stowing her own body where no one could find her.
Yeah.
Because yeah.
Yeah, yikes.
Afterwards, though, there wasn't really any time for questioning because you had bigger issues in the form of making sure that all of your hard work didn't go to waste, as well as the fact that Mizuki herself was in no place to talk afterwards. But fast forward a few weeks, probably at a safe house, you finally have the opportunity to meet with her again and ask some questions before she fully goes into hiding.
Well, first of all, thank you, Lynn, for the safe house.
Yeah.
Or eel.
Yeah, Lynn is the MVP. I did talk to Viewwild, and Viewwild was more than happy to let Lynn help this woman disappear in a way that doesn't involve her dying.
Yo, shout out Aunt Lynn.
Shout out to our bestie Lynn.
God, we love her.
This is what she does.
Yeah. Shout out to the detective network.
Is there anything that like our characters would discuss beforehand before interacting with her? Anything we need to like establish first?
Honestly, Moria would like flat out ask like, okay, is there anything in particular we'd want to ask her just so that we're all on the same page there?
Let me roll something for Camille to see how normal he is. Okay. Oh, that's a waste of a nat 20. Considering I was rolling at disadvantage.
Rip.
Okay, so the fact that it's been a few weeks has definitely helped Camille be a bit more normal about this, I think. In the beginning, he was definitely his usual feral, stressed self whenever anything even close to the organization comes up. But now that he's had a bit of time to cool off, is he is making like a little list of questions because ultimately he wants to find out more about this organization and whatever information Mizuki has on Forte specifically.
Yeah. Because it's like, the gang have questions about that. Have questions, I imagine, about, hey, should we be aware if there's anyone else searching for you? Or, like, do you have family or someone who would want to try and find you, but for, less nefarious reasons, stuff like that?
I think we know that she was bargaining for her sister.
Yep, she did mention a sister connected to the organization.
Yeah,
that I
so
remember.
Yeah.
yeah, so like questions about that sister and what's the situation there.
Probably can. I think, like, just to make sure everyone's on the same page, Professor would, like, when they're probably, like, at home, just be like, we're not gonna bring up Camille's connection to the orc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it is a very good idea to play with your cards closer to your chest, considering, I know what's up with her, but y'all don't.
Yeah.
I would hope you know what's up with her. You made her.
So, yeah, I think we're good to, like, go meet with her.
Alright, let's go on over and go, hi! Well, I think only Leo would do that, but, there.
No, Leo is too on guard today. Because this directly affects him, brubber.
That's very fair.
Understandable, yeah.
In the meantime, I'm trying to debate whether or not Azumi would take Koro.
Oh.
You could roll a d2?
Yeah, let's see. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Yeah! Dog time!
Doggy rights!
Doggy rights.
Emotional support to Doggy.
That means Camille is also around.
Yeah.
If you had rolled a no, I would have said, alright, Leo can leave Camille with Koro, they can hang out.
They're friends.
They're friends.
Well, if no one else is going to burst in with a friendly greeting, Professor will.
Yeah. The safe house probably looks like a perfectly ordinary place to help not stick out as much as possible.
Make it look like a friendly visit. I think it brings some of the infinite soup.
Pot of soup.
We got you some soup.
Yeah.
We are Subaru now.
Would you like some soup in these trying times?
Well, Professor knocks on the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a moment before the woman you know as Mizuki answers it. She looks a bit different from the last time you saw her. Her hair's not like pulled up into pigtails, and she does not look half-toon. She looks fully real, kind, and human. Though the pink eyes are the same. She seems a little bit paler than the last time you saw her. Well, paler than before she almost died. But otherwise, she does seem to be recovering pretty well.
That's good.
Yeah, like she's an NPC, so like the curse potion can affect her a bit more than it does a PC, I think.
Yeah.
But she does seem to be recovering pretty well, and it does look like she's expected you all, as she's just, oh, you're here, and opens the door for you all to come in.
Hello again, thank you.
Hey, been a little while. Is the recovering going okay? Like, they all see that she's doing better, but still polite to ask.
Well, about as well as someone could hope to be recovering. Really, thank you again. I don't know what you did, but she sort of makes a vague gesture. I'm happy to still be here.
Azumi side-eyes the professor. I don't think he ever said what he got and what was.
Yeah, Moria would be nodding along and of course, but in spirit,
everyone's side-eyeing the professor.
Yeah,
correct. In spirit, she is turning around to give Prof a look.
Well, just lucky I had something on hand that worked.
We brought you soup.
Thank you again. Something like that must be pretty rare.
Yes.
And she will guide you a bit further into the house to like a little living room.
Can we keep Azumi awkwardly? We brought you soup.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's so funny because as soon as I said that, Luna just meowed at the top of her lungs.
Oh my god! Wait,
Bless.
What did he say?
We brought you soup.
She blinks, looks down at the soup, and it's just, oh, thanks.
Moria will
avocado.
Moria will very carefully sneak Azumi the loaf of bread brought over as well. He can take that over there with the soup.
You're gonna force Azumi into a more awkward social interaction.
It's okay, he has his emotional support animal.
He does.
Yeah.
So you can imagine that we have some questions about the situation we found you in and the situation that led you to that point.
Yes, I suppose that can't be avoided. And she probably gestures for everyone to sit around like a coffee table in the living room as she takes a seat herself.
I'm just imagining they can now strategically place themselves, and by strategically place themselves, I mean probably the kids are in the middle. Kids quote unquote for Azumi, while Prof and Moria are on the other ends.
Squish the kids in the middle.
Uh-huh.
Can we have it so that Camille's like directly in between Azumi and Leo, so he's extra squished.
Yeah.
Extra protection.
It's very important.
Your Honor, he's very small. He needs it.
He does.
It's enrichment.
Yeah, I think he probably, both to be a little bit easier on me and because it does make sense. I feel like he probably agreed with everyone beforehand that he probably wouldn't be asking too many direct questions, just so as not to raise too much suspicion as to why this small child is asking after criminal organizations.
Yeah, if he wants, he can feed us questions.
Yeah.
That's what twin sign is for.
Yeah, this is both to be easier on me with balancing NPCs, and also because you guys are still kind of the players here, so I want you to take charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, one thing that you should probably know is that we were able to catch a little bit of the conversation before he struck you. We weren't able to prevent it because, well, that's extremely powerful magic and he's dangerous, clearly, but
yes, if you all had jumped in, I would have no doubt that he would have killed you too.
Thankfully, at least we were able to reverse it. Can you tell us about him?
And she pauses for a moment and carefully looks over all of you. Her eyes do linger on Camille and Leo as the youngest looking members of the group for a while before she's just... Before I answer that, are you certain that you want to be pursuing this? The moment that you learn anything more, there won't be any going back from that.
I think we've all agreed that we do want to pursue this.
Quite a bold statement.
If there's anything Toons are good at, it's committing.
And well, I'd like to think I have some experience in the detective business. I'm not backing out.
Yes, well, even if you do have experience, this is, I believe, a bit more than most people are able to deal with.
Moria,
after
very...
all,
Sorry, you go on.
After all, there was another very capable detective who, well, bit off more than she could chew.
Is that so?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, Moria not saying anything, but
Can I roll it?
I forgot how to roll.
Roll a what?
It's been so long. How do I make already math for me?
Exclamation point R.
Okay, exclamation first. Thank you.
Or like,
like that.
Yeah.
Oh, disgusting. I love you, my beloved boy.
That's a deception. He's fine. Everything's fine.
Oh.
Oh, it's been so long. I forgot your mods.
There's a little warm-up roll for everyone.
There we go.
Is that also a deception from Azumi?
Yeah.
Admittedly, what I wanted to say was, Moria's not saying anything, but she's like, it's not great that this is kind of like the sort of things I'd see back in my old home.
Yeah. Like, I think she probably does look over at you, Moria, because you did mention having detective experience, and, well, you kind of are in the similar age range.
It's fine. It's cool.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. This is that she's looked at, and Moria will nod and say, "Duly noted. I'll keep that in mind."
Right.
The
Well,
twins are normal.
they're normal. It's fine.
Are they? Are they normal?
Well, just be careful. Don't let anyone else know this information. You wouldn't just be putting yourselves in danger, but everyone around you too. As you can probably tell by now, they don't like leaving any loose ends.
No. If it's who I'm thinking of, there have already been several casualties. And that's just the ones we know of.
She nods. So, just be absolutely certain that this is what you want to do. Once you get involved with them, there's no going back.
Professor looks to the others to sort of make sure everybody visibly agrees. He knows they do, but
Yeah,
you know, for
they're
sure.
already a bit more involved than she knows, but
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As far as she
Gotta
knows,
at least-
they're making this decision now.
Yeah, gotta at least act like.
But
yeah.
If they all, give him an affirmative, he just nods at her. We're agreed.
And I mean, we already saw the guy's face, so I think regardless of how much we know, we'd still be targets, right?
Probably.
There is no stepping back from that, that's for sure.
And we
Azumi keeps
interfered.
handing me awful things to say.
Oh no!
Oh boy.
Like, he really almost went, I'd love to see him try, and I'm like, bro.
Nah.
Bro.
I'm handshaking because I've been trying to rein Leo's temper back.
Oh.
And he's just handing me, he can fucking try, I'll kill his bitch ass.
Oh my God.
Leo!
Professor gestures at quote unquote Mizuki. We did already interfere in some of his business.
Right. Okay. In that case, I'll tell you whatever I know. It's really not much, unfortunately. I was only on the lower levels of it. But... And she thinks for a moment, because where do you start with all of this when you're not about to imminently die?
Your name, perhaps?
Well, yeah, there's a pause, and Prof says that, and Moria goes, well, perhaps the beginning?
The name might be good, just so I don't have to call them those rat bastards in my head anymore.
I meant her name, but yes, that too.
Oh, yes.
Forgot his manners.
Leo's so good at this, you guys.
I love him. Names all around certainly wouldn't hurt.
Sure, she knows our names.
Yeah. She raises a bit of an eyebrow at Leo's anymore comment, but she's not the one asking questions here.
It has been a few weeks.
Yeah.
That could be what he was referring
that's Leo's excuse.
Yeah.
He's so good at this.
He is. It's okay. All of Mizuki stats are into gaslight, gatekeeping, girl bossing. None of it is to being too insightful.
Lamau.
Listen, I had to be able to make her lie convincingly to y'all.
Yeah,
No, that's fair.
Several people who are proficient in like seeing shit.
Speaking of which, I will remind those people to make use of their insights, because I know that in a different campaign, my party got hoodwinked because we not once in like 50 sessions incited a particular suspicious character.
That's hilarious.
Oh, that's really funny. That's fair.
Very fair. Just don't look at me to be rolling the insights unless you specifically poke Camille to do it.
Nah, I'm mostly poking Moria and Azumi. Professor's is fine, but theirs is good.
Yeah.
Alright.
Get those dice ready.
Hi, Tanyak.
Alright, I will ask what you are inciting on her currently, or if you're preemptively rolling insight for her answer.
I'm just getting the dice ready.
Alright.
Well, I say dice, Avre.
Fair. Yeah, she pauses for a moment before she's just like, right, names would be good, wouldn't they? Well, my name is Ariane Maeda. I may be mispronouncing that, it's been a moment, but it's fine.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Well, nice to meet you properly.
I suppose you already know our names, but it's good to hear yours.
Yes, I suppose it is. I won't be using it for a while, but she gives you all a small smile, like, I'd rather give up my name than my life.
That's so
all
fair.
things considered.
As for the organization, I believe they're called, oh god, I have...
It's
No, I know, I believe it's called Le Chevalier Noir.
That...
Leo doesn't even hide that he's making a face now.
That sounds... Exactly. Like, looks at, Leo and Camille, like, translate please?
Yeah, looks at them, sees Leo's expression too. Yeah.
He's just Muppet scrunching and he's just like, they're calling themselves the Black Knights?
That's promising.
Azumi just lets out like a very resigned sigh.
Hale, I don't know who's looked into Forcenanian history, but if you have, you can roll history on that name.
You, that's me! That's me!
Could I roll disadvantage? Because Professor's into history, but this... I don't know if he would have caught something like this.
I will allow it. Like, if he's picked up a history book on Forcenaw, then he will he has a good chance of recalling, so you don't have to do disadvantage.
Okay.
Can I have Moria roll it as well? As in, would this ever have come up with the boys mentioning Forte on history? Because then I can say she would have picked up a book out of curiosity.
Camille likely would not have brought it up. I don't know if Leo would have brought it up during one of his rambles. That's up to Marzi.
I feel like it might have just absently one day.
Okay, cool.
I could just imagine everyone's in the office and it's a really slow day, and Leo's stretched out on the office couch like an awful cat, and just like having a really like in-depth rant about Forcenadian history.
Okay, but honest to goodness, Moria would love that.
I feel like Azumi would at least precursory know a few things just based on cultural background.
Yeah, you can roll history as well then. I'm so sorry to Professor.
He's new here.
I appreciate how the roles reflect things. Like, Leo has the best out of all of us. Moria was listening to the history info.
Yeah,
right.
Like, I mean, granted, if Professor's like auto-translating stuff, then it might be auto-translated to the Black Knights, in which case there's so many across so many different histories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, as Leo, you're a history buff. You do actually recognize some historical context behind that name. As does Moria and Azumi, though for them, they know it secondhand through Leo.
Yeah.
Or through a book. So it's not quite as familiar to them, but they do still know the basics of it.
Would his history check pull like him recalling and like knowing this? Would it pull up the name of our fucked up man?
Our fucked up what?
Our fucked up historical man. Do I get to say it?
Why do you think I put it?
I get to say it in canon.
The Chevalier Noir is actually a historical term from a specific era in Forcenanian history. Because, well, for the majority of its history, it was a monarchy. There is a brief time, like, probably over a millennia ago, because of how long-lived races and all that stuff, but like over a millennia ago, where Varsana did become a little bit of an empire for a brief moment, and it had, because of that, it had an emperor that Le Chevalier Noir served under as essentially kind of the historical equivalent to like a secret police would these days.
Okay.
So Leo like had Muppet scrunched and said and like translated the name, and then like kind of prayer hands and it's just they named themselves after Napoleon Bonaparte's the Chevalier Noir.
I would assume so. Yes, they are originally from Forcenat.
Are they international now?
They've spread out quite a bit. I'm not entirely sure why exactly, but I do know at the very least they've had their roots in Inkwell for a bit of time. And she places a hand on her chest, like, I'm from Forsna originally as well, so I wouldn't be able to tell you too much about their operations here, though.
Yeah, I thought that name sounded familiar, or at least the vibe.
Well, still good to get a confirmation. Wonder why tied themselves to that old emperor specifically.
If they're naming themselves after old Emperor's secret police, and they have their fingers in every continental pie somewhere, that's probably because they want to take over the world or some dumb shit. Man!
Are they even aware of the? No point asking.
I feel like taking over the world is a bit toonish, though, wouldn't it?
It does feel like it. That doesn't... Like, this is something you would expect from a Toon plot.
On the other hand, I've seen plenty of real kind pull a similar shtick, although usually when it involves an organization like this, with an inspired name like that, what they really want is control, not necessarily to rule the world from a visible throne, but to control it from the shadows.
Oh, that would make sense with being called the Chevalier Noir.
Yeah.
It is kind of an unfortunate case that I could see real kind trying to pull off this kind of shtick too. I know a case like that back in my old home, so.
Oh, you may have a point there. I'm afraid I can't really say too much more. I do know, though, that the more... And she pauses to search for the right word. The more executive members of the organization, they take on code names. Like that man you saw, Forte. I believe that they're named after music terms.
That would make sense considering Forson's history.
Leo once again Muppet scrunching.
I'm so sorry, Leo.
He just kind of like petulantly kicks at the ground. It's like, yeah, that makes sense.
They have a theme.
They have a theme, and well, if they want to keep their private lives and their work life separate, code names only make sense.
She nods.
Can I just roll like a general insight just to see how much we've been given so far has been truthful? Okay. Because I feel like it's been like a good second.
Yeah,
wow.
Tower. I love that noise every time it happens.
It's been so long since I've used Azumi. I'm sorry, guys. I keep forgetting.
Last I've seen my son.
Hey!
Holy shit!
Good for him.
Oh boy. Yeah, you can tell that she doesn't really want to hide anything from you, and is not like intentionally trying to hide anything. Like what she's said so far does seem to be what she believes to be the truth.
So at least she believes that this is truthful as of now.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
feel like Azumi should mind link with someone just in case. But I don't know who he would mind link with.
You can think about it, yeah.
Yeah, we'll save that for later.
For now, at least Professor is going to assume that, like, unless somebody gives him a signal that, like, you know, it's good to continue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright, so, we did catch a bit of the conversation where you mentioned that you have a sister who is still in the organization.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
To be honest, and am a little ashamed to say this as an older sister, I don't know too much about what my sister is doing in the organization. Up until a little while ago, I lived a pretty normal life, I guess you could say. But my sister, she's been with the organization for a very long time. And she is pretty high up inside it as well.
Oh, I see. You seem to be bargaining to get her out. Does she want to get out?
I believe she does. We don't really get to talk too often, but when we were able to meet up, she always, especially recently, she just seemed so sad. And I suppose I felt a little bit guilty. I got to live my life and I got to have friends, and my life was ultimately my own, but my sister, this whole time I've been living in freedom while she's just become more and more entrenched in what they're doing. I should have known that they would have never let her go, but
Did he propose the deal, or did you?
I was the one who posed the deal. The whole reason I joined the organization in full was because I wanted to get her out. And I wanted to prove myself. If I could do something valuable enough that I could offset whatever they lost by letting her leave.
I suppose something I'd like to ask then is, you're going to go into hiding. How easy or hard do you think it will be for her to catch wind of what's happened? Do you think she'd be able to get in contact here?
pauses and lets out a long, slow sigh as she sinks back into the couch. To be honest, any way I had of contacting her would be heavily monitored. And she was the one who always reached out to me. I mean, I would try, but to send her some form of contact, but in the end, whenever it came to actually getting in touch, it would be her doing. I don't really have a way of getting a message to her. And I'm not sure if she would come and look for me either.
Especially because I'm pretty sure they sound like the kind of assholes who would lord your supposed death over her to get her to keep doing what they want.
She winces.
Sounds about right.
Maybe.
You can still keep an eye out at the very least.
Right. I've been a very stupid older sister, haven't I?
Well, sometimes that just happens with siblings. You wanted to try to protect her. And sometimes it's really hard to. And things were really out of your hands with everything.
Sometimes you can only do your best, and it's all out of control.
As far as I know, being stupid in regards to siblings is pretty common. So I'd say you're doing pretty well given the circumstances.
You realized your mistake and tried to correct it, albeit in maybe a flawed manner, but you did try, and I think that's to your credit.
She nods. Right. Well, you probably have other questions, don't you?
I can think of one. What skills does your sister have, or interests or connections? Anything you might know of, that they would possibly find useful? It may not be what they're actually using her for, but...
Could give us an idea.
Right.
And I suppose if it's not too much trouble, well, I imagine she'd have to use a disguise if there's anything to identify her with.
What was your question exactly?
Literally, is there something they can identify that sister with if it comes up?
Well, to be honest, most of what she was doing went straight over my head or was something I couldn't be told. But I do remember for a while she was sent off to study. I think it was chemistry she was talking about, or Or was it biology?
Oh, God.
So she's smart.
Oh, yes, very. She's just about the smartest person I know. As for identifying her, well, I'm not sure if she would go in disguise or not, but she has a very dry sense of humor. She always has.
Okay.
And she's thinking for a while about how to phrase something because she doesn't want to give any of you a false impression.
Yeah.
As for what she does, I think it was medicine of some sort. A drug or something along those lines.
Would it be anything like what we, what I surmise you had been, given to give to your, associate? The potion that petrified him. Started to, anyway.
Alright. I did roll a little wisdom for Camille in the background, and he did not do well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I fucking thought you'd say, you whore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as a quick little aside, when she mentions a drug of some sort, Camille does stiffen.
Hand goes on Camille's shoulder.
Yeah, Leo is putting a hand on his head.
He is not going to say anything, but he is very much even more on high alert. Like, he was trying to act casual before, but now that's sort of dropped to the side.
Yeah. Because not
yeah.
only is this, like, just an in into the organization that did the thing, it is a potentially direct in into somebody who might have known something about that
Yeah.
poison.
Yeah, looking directly at that poison. Just, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, in response to the professor's question, though, aside, she thinks for a moment before she shakes her head. Like, no, my sister never talked about working with poisons. I believe that was something that either they already had or they had someone else make. But and you guys can roll what I guess a medicine check for knowing about this.
Yeah. I was just thinking to myself, like, could Professor come up with a potential medical use for that effect that did happen? Let me see, what is my medicine? Oh, alright. Wait, hang on.
Yeah.
Nope, okay. Oh, hang on, I'm typing in the wrong thing.
Oh no!
Oh, rip.
I didn't post it. Let me move to roll zone. There we go. Alright.
head in hands. It's like, what the fuck do you mean you got a nat 20 on a medicine check?
Leo! I do know how to flavor this for Leo.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
In a way that would actually make some sense for you.
Yeah, 15, 16, 16, nat 20.
So, Leo, you've read some of Tana's mystery novels, haven't you?
Of course. The only ones he'll read.
Yeah. So, in one of them, there was actually a case that involved a very similar slow petrification poison. In the book, it was used to offset the assumed time of death because you don't exactly know whether a petrified statue is alive or dead. Since if they're petrified alive, you can unpetrify them and they'll still be alive in most cases, unless something happened to the statue. But yeah.
If you petrify a dead body, then, well, you're kind of shit out of luck. And you don't know when they died.
Yeah, because especially if the petrification happens at the time of death, because it would appear as if they had just died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the plot hook for that novel, or at least like one of the plot points in it. For Professor Moria and Azumi, you thinking on it some, the poison does actually ring a few bells. It's very much on the rarer side. Most don't go through the effort of trying to track down like monsters that could petrify people to try and get a little bit of that venom, but it does still exist because it's the same venom, it's just been diluted to preserve resources and to make sure that the person ingesting the poison does die. So, ingredients wise, there's actually nothing too special about the manufacturing of it.
Okay.
Makes sense.
It exists, but it's just very rare.
Yeah,
Very
since
niche.
it's very niche because why would you go through the effort of fighting something that could kill you to harvest its venom when you could just get regular old poison?
Yeah.
Leo's handing me probably the wrong idea, but it's all he's giving me.
Oh?
Because his connection was one of Tana's books.
Oh.
He's just either they got that from Mama, or Mama got that from them.
Ooh.
It was a wildly weird coincidence. And he's just sitting there squinting at the ground like, hang on.
Okay. I think you're right. I think that was something, probably not something that she would have worked on, because if I remember right, I think there is an existing poison that does something like that. It's just not very well known.
Awful lot of effort to go for such a potion, really.
That does sound right. But I am certain that my sister never mentioned working on a poison. Oh, you go.
Hang on. Give me a second.
Okay. So how's it going?
It's going good.
Yeah.
It's so funny sticking Leo in detective-y actions.
You have all these detectives and also Prof, who I guess has done a bunch of this kind of stuff. And then there's Leo, a resident. Definitely not a phantom thief, definitely just a normal boy.
Leo, you're sitting here like, fuck, man, I'm a criminal, but all I do is steal things, give them back, and dance at the police. I don't know what insights I can give you.
And then here he is rolling at 20s and history check.
Uh-huh.
Though, actually, since Avi had to go do something, I'll be right back. I need more Bev.
Okay. Yeah, we are about an hour in.
Oh man, yeah, already. I should probably make dinner after this.
Finally, I get to share information.
Yes. It's one thing sitting here going, oh, cool. So we are getting ties into this stuff. That's fun. All of the characters sitting here and trying not to look at Camille.
Yeah.
Like if more well, Camille's between Azumi and Leo, but where she well, it might not. She might not be able to do it right now, but after, she can offer a hug. Cause man,
Yeah, he'll take her up on that hug.
Yeah.
Like, he absolutely wanted to be involved in this because it's the closest to answers he's gotten in a long, long while. But also, boy.
That sure is information to get, TM.
This was closer than he probably anticipated.
Yeah.
Like, cool, he hit the jackpot. Oh, he hit the jackpot.
Yeah. Also, shout out to no one wincing in pain when Napoleon was mentioned.
Poor Yule. I hope that whatever listening audience is out there, I hope you cringed.
I know I did.
Personally, I am still on the can't believe Napoleon's real in in Zatori.
And everyone should know that I'm forcing Fletcher to carry out my will. I'm the reason why Napoleon Bonaparte exists in Draft House.
Jingling miserably like Marzi's personal jester.
It's just like, I just feel personally it's valid of me to go, yes, I can throw my character to beat the guy up. I mean, I don't know if that'll actually happen, but the spirit is there, okay? I think legally I'm allowed that.
Yeah. You're entitled to financial compensation.
Yeah, exactly.
Us at each other anytime we talk about colonizers.
Hi, sorry.
Howdy.
You're good. Not too much. We kind of just paused for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, we're making jokes.
Sorry about that. Queenie woke up.
You're fine. You gotta be gay.
I do have to be gay.
Gross.
What was I saying?
You said Azumi wanted to say something.
Azumi wanted an insight specifically.
Alright, what does he incite in?
Well, the thing is, he wants to make sure that this isn't a lie. At least she doesn't believe it's a lie, because her sister very well could just be withholding information. But, like, the thing is, if you're studying biology and chemistry for a dark organization,
Yeah.
poison is not that far behind.
Then
Yeah.
roll away.
Hang on a second.
Uh-oh.
I hate my boy.
That means it was a good roll.
Yeah, hang on. It was it +10? Fuck him.
Gross.
Ayo.
Disgusting. Yeah, you can see that she very much believes what she is saying to be the truth. She, in fact, wholeheartedly believes that her sister would never be involved in something like that.
Oh, girly.
Oh, girly pop.
It is
girly.
It is also possible that, like, because, like, I legit don't know. I didn't watch any Detective Conan. It is possible that it was meant as a medicine, and they're using it in this bad way, either because it had side effects that made it work very well as a poison, or for some other reason.
That reminds me, because I have seen Detective Conan. Fletch, if at any point anything I like say or do is too close to like being metagaming, please let me know.
Don't worry, you've been fine.
I think what comes to me is more the thought is she wholeheartedly believes that, but she has stated that, yeah, she hasn't been allowed to hear most of what her sister's been up to.
Yeah.
I doubt the sisters really had the choice there
Mm-hmm.
in what she makes.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a bad joke to make, Leo. That's no. We're not gonna say that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Oh
As I
boy.
grab Azumi and keep his thoughts to himself. Kinda sucks to be forced by other people to do something you do not want, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Professor tilts his head and he thinks, because he doesn't have a lot of other questions about what, like, we're kind of at the end of what she's doing as far as he can tell. So, was there any significance to the watch that you and your associate had back when you were well, deceiving us?
Right. There, I'm sorry to say that there wasn't actually any deep reason behind that. My own watch had broken a little bit before, and we had to coordinate some things with time. So he lent me his watch.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Just a
fair.
prop then.
Oh, give me 1 second.
You're good.
Oh. Can't believe Marzi died. Pensive.
Sorry, Ma came into my room to tell me to vacuum later.
Okay.
No worries. Actually, Moria will ask, you and your fellows were responsible for stealing the money from the banks. Is it fair to guess then that that was obtaining funds for said, organization?
Yes, it was my idea, honestly. I figured that if I was able to steal enough money, then it would outbalance whatever worth the medicine my sister is making could provide them.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
And in a city full of famous thieves.
She smiles softly. That and the pinks in Nyquil are much easier to rob and get away with, at least when it comes to obscene amounts of money.
Yeah!
Sorry, that was an in-character laugh from Azumi.
Leo's looking over Camille's head and just like pouting, like, yeah, okay, we know that banks and Nyquil are like that. That's why there are so many weird insurance policies.
I think this has cracked the grin out of everyone.
Damn, the twins are getting slammed both as a Forced audience and as tunes.
Yeah.
Leo's
I'm
just
sorry.
loudly pouting.
Loudly
but
pouting.
that genuinely was the reason for why it had to be in Nyquil.
That's so fucking
Considering
funny.
it's across an entire ocean.
That makes sense. It makes sense too. Tropes. Nyquil runs on tropes. So
yeah, she looks over at Camille and Leo's the only tunes here, and she's just, no offense.
It's okay, I'm mostly upset for the bit.
None taken, it is very much the truth.
Do you know any locations that are associated with the organization? Even something just as simple as a front?
She pauses to think. Well, I can try and list out the ones I know. I've never gone to the same place twice with them, so I don't know if they would still be around, but she looks around for a notepad and a pen before writing it down and slides over the addresses to everyone. And whoever would be able to recognize addresses, could I have you roll a history or a investigation check?
You fucking got it.
got it.
There's a reason why I'm allowing investigation for this specifically.
It's like, does everybody in this FPS walk everywhere?
More or less, kind of.
Oh, here we go. I appreciate the detective.
Save us, detectives! Detectives, save us!
Okay, that's a 23, 16, 24, and 24. I'm not rolling for Camille because canonically he's bad at addresses.
Nah.
So
Bless.
Yeah, fucking goddamn it, that was so funny.
Like his canon self didn't even know what his neighbor's address was.
Oh my god.
His next door neighbor.
Bro.
So, so I'm not rolling for him. Everyone else, Leo, they do seem kind of familiar to you. You think you might have seen some of those in the news recently. Everyone else, all of these addresses either got demolished, burnt down, or otherwise destroyed, pretty much scattered throughout the last few weeks.
Well, they're certainly really good at covering their tracks.
Thorough.
They are certainly fond of destroying evidence, it seems.
All of these places are gone, essentially.
That's what I was afraid of. If there is one thing that is a certain, I guess, trait of theirs above all else, it's that whatever they do, they don't leave any evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense, I suppose, if they want to stay under the radar.
Yes.
Yes, if they plan to kill a target, then you wouldn't even know it was a murder.
Mm-hmm.
Likewise, I'm certain that all of those locations were ruled to either be accidental or some other legal reason for why they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Huh. Out of character, I am personally kind of out of questions that I had. Does anybody else have any?
As of right now, I can't think of any other. We've gone through most of our pre-written ones, right?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look at the chat again.
Yeah, you can always double check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We never actually pressed a lot more on Forte. I don't know if that's something we want to do.
I will say, if you don't press, Camille will press.
Yeah.
For, I assume, self-evident reasons.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I think it's a good idea.
I think I know they just learned the guy's code name, but Leo is just gonna be like, well, since we can't get anything on these, what about that rat bastard man? What's he like? Aside from that bit we saw that was pretty fucked up.
Yeah. Is there any more information or anything on his modus operandi you can give us?
Let me just roll something to be funny. She kind of blinks in confusion, like, rat bastard man?
Forte.
Oh, right, sorry.
I got very used to thinking about him as just rat bastard man during these weeks.
Nice catch, Leo. She pauses to think. Right, well, I haven't met him in person too much. And to be honest, I think that is something that anyone should aim to.
Oh, he's fucked up.
Well,
Duly noted.
he has a certain, I suppose, presence around him, and a bit of, I suppose, a bit of a reputation amongst the lower ranking members of the organization. From what I know of him and what I've heard of him, he's best described as ruthless. He'll do whatever it takes to achieve what the organization wants, and it doesn't matter who or what is in his way. I also know that I believe he's a necromancer.
I can't.
The spell he used.
Yeah, I can confirm the spell he used. Pretty sure Finger of Death's necromancy, right? Yeah. So, yeah, that ties together.
What about his familiar?
She thinks for a moment I'm not entirely too sure, but he's very rarely seen without it. I just know that whatever that crow sees, he knows about as well. And it doesn't feel like a normal crow or familiar.
I see.
Interesting.
And I don't know if you all have the context or not, but in Forte, necromancers, they don't exist. They shouldn't exist.
Yeah, quite the cultural taboo.
She nods.
I see.
Leo was too busy just like kind of scowling at the ground to really voice that. It's like, first Napoleon Bonaparte, Chevalier Noir, now he's a fucking necromancer who's a Forcenadian. What a fucking bitch.
Something tells me he will continue to be referred to as the rat bastard in Leo's head.
Yeah.
Stinky bitch. Awful.
I also know that he's very, very smart. He, a few times, some of the members around the same rank that I was would try and pull something to, I suppose, move on up in the organization. You're not really much of anyone until you're given a code name. Every single time Forte found out what they were doing, and every single time you wouldn't see them again after that.
I suppose that only added to the rumors about him, huh?
She nods.
I'm so sorry. Azumi keeps getting excited at the idea of squaring off with this guy.
Azumi, no!
Azumi, he'd kill you!
Azumi only
scruffing him.
Azumi only with an entire party with you, okay?
It would have to be like not only high level, but probably a big party.
Yeah.
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 You're gonna need to like at least 10 like level 11 casters people. What was I thinking? Oh, one thing that we should probably ask. What is your sister's name, and does she have a code name?
Right. She was able to share that much with me. Her name is Sybil. And I believe her code name was. I need to double check before I fully canonize this.
Yeah.
Opens up the document.
Marzi, link me the document.
Yes, boss.
Thank you.
Isn't it pinned in a group chat?
Oh, right, it is. Okay.
Love that my brain handed me the image of pull the lever, Crunk. From the lever.
Yeah, okay. I believe her code name was Solène.
Okay.
I'm about
Good
to
to know.
do something funny. Let me open up my other tab.
Oh boy.
Does this have what that word means?
Okay, I know Selene is both you can tie it to the like it's a word you can tie to the moon, I think, but also it is I can't believe I forgot the word. Was it mineral? It's a mineral you can have.
So I didn't know until right this moment when I looked it up. But that would be her fucking code name.
Care to share with the class, dearest?
Leo blinks and looks up and squints and is just. They named her Solemn?
I suppose so. I'm not too sure what the reasoning behind the names are.
Interesting.
We do know there's a theme about it. I wonder if it's different themes depending on which department you're in.
I don't know. But Forte is pretty intense, which I think fits. Celine fits with you being Forsananian, because the moon is so important.
Yeah. I don't know what being solemn, how that pertains to biology and chemistry. But also, I'm not a biology and chemistry boy.
Then what can you tell us about your sister's character?
Well, like I said, she has a very dry sense of humor. It can be hard to tell what she's thinking sometimes. She tends to keep to herself. I know that she's passed up on my invitations more often than not. And she's quiet. I think that her code name would probably be fitting for how she is in the organization right now. That's why I wanted to get her out of it.
It might. Well, you said she studied chemistry, right? It might have ties. Out of character.
To what?
I looked. So, it might have ties to what she does. Out of character, me double checking things. Yeah, okay, here we go. Selenium.
Oh,
The
yeah.
yeah. And I'll just type this down.
It's element. Chemical
Yup.
element. SE.
So, in some languages, selenium is flat out selen. So, like, that's why I was going, maybe it's connected to what she does, because, chemistry, and then there's the moon imagery and everything. Solemn. So.
I'm just looking at Fletcher with the musical meaning. It's like, yeah, you fucking would, motherfucker.
And then there's whatever the musical meaning is.
That I don't
Solemn.
know.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
means...
solemn, like sad. And
Oh.
if I can talk about actual canon Getco.
Oop.
Ai Haibara is it as confirmed, I believe, by Comet.
Yeah.
Well, they use, I believe, the kanji for love, for her name.
No, she uses the kanji for sorrow.
Does she actually? I remember Akasa said something about love. So she uses the kanji for sorrow. Ai Haibara basically is like fields of ash and sorrow.
Wow.
I remember seeing that in one of the chats.
Yeah.
That's actually really fitting. I find that hilarious.
Yeah.
The additional meanings are fun, though. I'm glad that it fits that well. But
she's got that big depresso.
Listen, sometimes you're a bit depresso.
It'd be like that.
Gotta get her some espresso.
Yeah, I think after a pause she does say, but I know for certain that she tends to push people away, but she's a good person. I know she doesn't want to hurt anyone. So, if you ever do run into a person like that, could you please look after her for me?
I think we'll do our best.
We'll certainly keep an eye out, and we'll do our best too.
Is there any way, if that does happen, that you would want us to try and contact you?
I would like that. I'm not too sure how viable it would be, but
we'll see how dangerous it might be if she's still a part of the organization, but if we're able to get her out, then that might be a different story.
Yeah, we can also check in with Lynn to see what methods are presently available for contact.
Do you have any other notable family members who are still alive, who maybe know about the organization or are in it?
Did he specify no longer alive or that they're still alive?
He said, do you have any family members who are still alive? Or that might know about the organization or be in it.
She shakes her head, like, our parents passed when we were still very young, so it's just us as far as we know. And as for our parents, they were in the organization as well.
Do you know if they were very high ranking?
She shakes her head. I was too young to know.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, maybe Sybil knows.
Okay.
Maybe. She's... Really?
Car noises.
Car noises.
Car noises.
Damn, who the
This
fuck is
is-
revving? In context for game, damn, who the fuck is revving in a suburban area? Fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean... Having. But yeah, Sybil was younger than I was when our parents passed, but since she's more involved, she might know more than I do.
Perhaps.
Mm.
Right. I am again personally out of questions.
Double check one more time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Bum. Bum. Yeah, as far as I know, we got through everything that we put in the group chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can say you know pretty much what she knows.
Okay.
Yippee!
Nice.
I think in that case, we'll probably close off the conversation somehow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I think that's just about all we wanted to ask. I want to thank you very much for cooperating.
It's the least I could do. After all, you saved my life.
Oh, you'd be surprised how many people don't care.
We'll do our best to be careful and stay in turn, okay? Stay safe out there.
Would you want us to get you anything while we're out?
I think I have pretty much everything I need. Though, one question for you all, if I may.
Yes.
Did you manage to retrieve the money?
I don't think we
Did they manage? I don't think they did.
Wait, hang on. She brought it to Forte, right?
No, she stored it at the front desk, the concierge of the hotel that you all were in.
Okay. In that case, I mean, they probably would have followed up, because, like, I know Professor at least would have, gone back to check on the other guy and, like, seen the other cases and been like, well, where did the money freaking end up? Because she didn't have it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And she would have, I forget if it was on recording or not, but she would have told you all about the location of it and asked that you get it back. So if you all went back to get it or like notified the authorities of it within the hour, you would have gotten it back.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, that's a yes.
Yeah.
Yippee!
Yippee!
Wahoo!
Yeah, we were able to secure the money.
And she relaxes at that, like, that's very good. I'm normally not one to be very spiteful, but I'm glad that they weren't able to take that as well.
You almost died. I think you can be kind of spiteful.
A degree of pettiness isn't that bad of a thing.
Quite.
She lets out a soft laugh. You all sound a little bit like my sister.
Yeah, we've got a few interesting senses of humor between the lot of us as well.
That's what happens when I'm the only funny one around.
I will say, as Professor says that, Camille does glance up at Azumi.
Yeah, no, he totally said it.
Yeah.
Honestly, none of them are exempt.
Yeah.
Leo's so funny and normal.
Sorry, Moria handed me the line of, "I'm sorry, Leo, it must be a lot of effort being the funniest one here."
Like, Camille looks up at Azumi, and Azumi's just like, what? I think she does a little bit of pettiness.
I guess you have a point there.
Does Moria actually say that to Leo?
Yes, she does.
It's hard work. I'm doing my best, but God,
By the move.
Can't say God. But score be damned, some of y'all.
Yeah, that gets a laugh out of Moria.
Wait, can I please bully Leo?
Is it because I said y'all?
No.
Okay.
He's like, all that, and it's not very funny.
Well, that's just because you have dog shit humor. I'm sorry.
Let's say that in front of the dogs.
I think dogs can agree that dog shit isn't good. What are you saying to me, Zumi?
I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't be using curse words around a child. And Camille blinks up at Leo oh so innocently.
You are so right. I should stop saying such horrible things around my own little innocent itty bitty baby brother.
Alright.
Who is so small. So small and baby.
Leo.
I love that Ariane is just sitting in on this.
Yeah, more a live Ariana reaction.
Yeah.
It's like watching cartoons, baby.
Yeah, Camille's just don't push it.
I can push all I want. What are your baby hands gonna do?
And
Them
Ariane
fighting
does
words.
laugh again. You all are a very interesting bunch.
Welcome to Inkwell.
That's high praise.
Thank you kindly.
I
Go ahead.
If you do choose to pursue this, I do hope that you manage to find what you're looking for.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll do our best to get your sister out, if it's at all possible.
Thank you.
Alright.
And be patient with her, please.
I have some practice with that.
We can do that.
Zumi looks away. He knows exactly what that was about.
It's okay. At least Prof and Moria got this. I say very affectionately, looking at the dorks here. I say this including the professor and Moria.
A bombastic side eye.
Patience is a learned skill, and by God, these people learned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I think that's probably a good place to wrap up.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yippee!
Woohoo.
Congratulations!
I have
We
one less
solved your
important
interrogation
part.
puzzle.
Oh?
Yeah. So since a pot of the infinite soup was brought here, do you think it's just Lynn's this particular safe house of Lynn's has been cursed with infinite soup?
I don't know if it remains infinite when it leaves the fridge.
Easy if it
It
gets put in
it
the
is the
fridge.
fridge that makes infinite soup.
True, true. I had to ask, you understand?
I do understand, yes.
Next thing they know, Lynn is calling them. It's like, did you bring your infinite soup into my safe house?
Yeah, that's why
Infecting everything with soup.
Nah, for that you need an infinite Tupperware.
Of course.
Infinite decanter of soup.
Like the decanter of water, just soup. Anyways, yes.
Thank you
Alright.
for running
Decanter of
this.
mayonnaise.
Yeah,
Thank
this
you
was
for
a delight to
playing.
be in.
Yeah!
Yay!
I hope you're all satisfied with the
Yeah.
fun little answers.
Yes.
Yeah.
But,
Hee-hoo.
but yes, thank you all for playing. Thank you to the gallery for listening, both now and in the future. I hope you had fun.
Yippee!
Bye!
Bye-bye!
Bye-bye!